Of the two men approaching, the one in front was dressed in white. He was wearing a white silk training outfit that flowed around him, and strangely, not a single drop of rain touched him. The other was dressed in black, with a powerful, muscular build. It was as if an invisible barrier surrounded him, keeping the rain away. Charlie took a quick look and could tell these two were not ordinary men. Their skill level was high. Just then, Irvin, who was watching from the car, suddenly looked like he'd seen a ghost. He threw the door open and tried to make a run for it. Charlie was quicker. He grabbed the back of Irvin's collar and said coldly, "Where do you think you're going?" "Oliver Vincent! That's them! Oliver Vincent!" Irvin screamed in a panic, struggling to get free. "Mr. Wade, let me go! I don't want to die!" The muscular man sneered. "Huh, so you recognize us. You've got some sense. But we're not done here, so none of you is going anywhere." Oliver Vincent? Charlie looked at the two men, frowning as he tried to remember. A news story had been all over the internet and TV a year or so ago. He'd caught it by chance while he was cooking at home. The story was about a pair of ruthless robbers who kidnapped the son of the richest man in San Francisco and demanded an $80 million ransom. But the rich man had guts. Not only did he refuse to pay, but he also spent $100 million to hire an elder from the American Martial Arts Alliance in Southlight District to rescue his son. The Southern Martial Alliance was known as the most powerful force in the state, with its influence spread all across Southlight. They were a huge deal. When they put out a wanted notice, it was like casting a net that covered every corner of the region. Elder Isaac had profound cultivation, ranking him 5th in the entire National Martial Arts Alliance, and he was very well known. Back then, everyone expected the robbers to be caught and brought to their knees. But as it turned out, Elder Isaac hunted them for 7 days and couldn't even find a trace of the robbers. In the end, to save face, he had to ask the entire National Martial Arts Alliance to get involved, but even they couldn't catch them. The robbers got away clean. After the robbers escaped, they cut off one of the richest man's son's ears as a threat, and the ransom was raised to $300 million. The richest man had no choice but to pay the $300 million ransom to get his son back. This just goes to show how powerful Oliver Vincent really is. They travel around, committing crimes, and if an ordinary person gets targeted by them, there's no escaping their grasp. This time, Oliver Vincent had come to Oris Hill specifically to kill Elsa. Elsa's face changed drastically. "After I came to Oris Hill, I've kept a low profile and haven't gotten into a fight with anyone. Why would you want to kill me?" The muscular man sneered. "We don't have a problem with you, and we don't even know you. Someone just paid us a lot of money to take your life." Elsa demanded, "Who is it? Who wants me dead?" The big man just smiled. "Why do dead people always ask so many questions?" Charlie stepped in front of both Elsa and his wife Claire and said coldly, "What's this? You dare to kill someone right in front of me? Have you asked for my permission?" The man in white replied with a cold voice, "Who do you think you are? My brother and I have killed countless people. A loser like you isn't even worth our time to kill." After a pause, the man in white added, "But since you were dumb enough to get in our way today, all of your lives are now over." Claire and Elsa's faces went pale with fear. These men looked like angels of death. You could tell they'd killed before. They had a chilling, intimidating presence. Charlie said to Claire, "Claire, take Elsa to the car. Don't worry about this. Leave it to me." Claire refused. "No, I'm staying with you." Charlie said coldly, "Go. Don't stay here and distract me. You'll just get us all hurt." Claire finally nodded and pulled Elsa back toward the car. As Elsa stumbled along, a stone slipped from her pocket and fell to the ground. At that moment, Charlie sneered and said, "A couple of ants, and you dare to yell at me? You two must have a death wish." The muscular man smiled with contempt. "We'll see who the ant is. Why don't you try me?" With that, the muscular man threw a punch right at Charlie's head. The force behind it was incredible, like he was trying to smash his skull. Seeing this, Charlie said lightly, "You have no idea what you're getting into." Then he kicked out, landing a perfect blow right between the big man's legs. The big man was fast, but he was nowhere near as fast as Charlie. One moment, Charlie was in front of him, the next, he was gone. A split second later, an agonizing pain shot through his groin. The big, muscular man let out a sudden scream, clutching himself as he collapsed to the ground, doubled over. A dark patch of blood started to seep through his pants. The muscular man was about to pass out from the pain, howling miserably. "Big brother, my balls! He crushed them!" The man in white never expected Charlie to dodge his younger brother's attack. What was even more unbelievable was that Charlie hadn't just dodged it. He had taken down his brother with a single blow. This made his expression change instantly, and he stared at Charlie in shock. He had an energy core himself, so he knew exactly what he was seeing. It was an incredibly powerful hereditary charm. He had to be a warrior who had been training for decades. But the young man in front of him was only in his 20s. He never expected him to be some kind of hidden master. If he fought him, the best he could hope for was a draw. At that moment, Charlie planted his foot on the muscular man's face, grinding his head into the muddy water. He said with a twisted smile, "Weren't you so arrogant just now? Now that you can't be a man anymore, tell me, how does it feel?" The gravel on the ground scraped bloody lines across the muscular man's cheeks. He endured the pain and humiliation and screamed wildly, "Big brother, get this kid!" Get him? Charlie's kick had destroyed him. He was ruined. If it weren't for his profound cultivation, any normal person would have been killed instantly. Right now, he couldn't care less about what he had lost. He just wanted Charlie dead. Seeing Charlie grinding his foot on his younger brother's face, insulting him so casually, the man in white's expression turned dark, like a gathering storm. Filled with rage, he no longer cared about Charlie's incredible power. All he could think about was killing him and avenging his brother. So he roared, "Boy, I'm going to feast on your flesh and blood." Charlie replied with a smirk, "Eat my flesh and blood? With all due respect, with the skills of an amateur like you, you'd be lucky to eat my garbage." "You!" The man in white was going crazy. Oliver Vincent had a fearsome reputation on the streets. When had they ever been insulted like this? The man gritted his teeth and shouted hysterically, "That's it! I'm fighting you!" In the next second, everything became a blur. The man in white moved like a phantom, launching a punch straight at Charlie's face. As he punched, a wave of air exploded from him, blasting the rain away. The air around his fist was so hot that the raindrops turned to steam. "He's trying to kill him!" Irvin cried out in horror, diving under the car. Elsa, who had just been pulled into the car by Claire, was so scared she held her breath, terrified that her savior was about to die because of her. Although Claire was also nervous, she had a strange feeling that Charlie could handle it. At that moment, Charlie watched the man in white with a cold expression. He seemed completely unimpressed by the attack. Just as the fist was about to connect, he caught it and twisted it a full 180 degrees. A sickening crack of bones echoed through the air, followed by the man's agonized howl. His entire palm was a mangled mess, completely dislocated and deformed. The bones were shattered, and his wrist hung limp and useless. "Big brother!" the muscular man on the ground screamed. Charlie didn't even glance his way. He just stomped down on his chest again. A loud crack followed. The muscular man's chest caved in. He choked on a mouthful of muddy water, then spit up blood. His body convulsed a few times and then went still. "My brother!" The man in white looked like he was about to fall apart. His eyes were bloodshot with rage, and a fierce light burned in them as a fresh wave of energy erupted from his body. The man in white formed his good hand into a viper strike. He moved so fast that his hand left a blur of afterimages in the air, creating dozens of hand shadows that made it impossible to tell which was real. Charlie stood perfectly still. The man's eyes glinted with murderous intent as he suddenly lunged, aiming a single finger straight for Charlie's eye. That single finger held all of his remaining energy, a final desperate strike meant to kill. He aimed to stab his finger into Charlie's eye, right through the socket and into his brain. The core strength in his fingers was enough to shatter Charlie's head like a watermelon. Charlie stood there, cold and still. And then he laughed. Pathetic, he casually slapped out. No one knew that his palm was filled with a powerful aura. The slap hit with more force than a car crash. With one swift motion, Charlie slapped the man in white, sending him sprawling to the ground. A dead silence fell over the area. Claire rubbed her eyes hard, almost unable to believe it. Irvin was stunned too. Were these guys really the legendary Oliver Vincent? Their power didn't match the stories at all. The most powerful boss in the city, slapped to the ground by Charlie? How was this possible? The man in white lay collapsed on the ground, unable to get up, his heart pounding with shock.
Hey amazing viewers, it's Charlie here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 11% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 89% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.